I don't want my house to be too formal. I want it to be homey, you know, like it's lived in with my kids and the dog. And
hey guys, it's Shelby Michelle with Farmhouse Living, and welcome back to our channel. We have another home tour. This one's fun because we have toured Lauren Tanner, who is a designer in the DFW, and you're her second client that we are touring. Yes. And what I love about it is your home is different than her home and the previous client that we shared. Yeah. And I love that as we were walking through, you were giving us different ideas of what you wanted. So it's really cool to see how the same designer designed something completely different, because the homeowner really does have a lot to contribute to the overall result of that. Yeah. So that's what I'm excited to share in your home. How long have y'all lived here?
We have been here, 13 years. And so we stayed in it for a good 8 or 9 years before we had a little bit of decorating done, but it was not exactly what I wanted. So then when we found Lauren, of course, that was about 2 weeks before COVID. She was exactly what I needed. And she transformed our house. So
yeah, and she has a signature. There are elements from each house that we've seen the same. She does incredible job with
reclaimed wood.
Reclaimed wood. I was trying to think of that. That's kind of one of her signature styles, and some other little touches that you're identifying, like, oh, that is a Lauren Tanner signature style. Yeah. But mostly each house is very unique, but also they are all cozy and warm and inviting, yet light and bright and airy all at the same time.
We spend 33 years of our lives in bed. And when you wake up one of those mornings with an achy back, I know you guys are going to wish that you had a Dreamcloud by Resident. So if you are mattress shopping, they deliver these premium mattresses that are not with a premium price tag straight to your front door. The mattress has over 20,000 five-star reviews, and after sleeping on it for a full month, I know why. I love that it's not only soft, but also supportive. I have been waking up with a crick in my neck before we swapped out our mattress, and I think it's because I thought that I loved a soft mattress, but I really also needed support. The memory foam provides the pressure relief and the cushioning you crave, while the inner spring coils give the support and increased airflow and the minimal motion transfer. You can add an antimicrobial sheet set by Resident to your order and snooze even better. Your sheets feel soft and smell fresh long after laundry day. They honestly thought of everything. It has handles on the side, so even setting the mattress up is easier than any other mattress. The cover is breathable and it's made of a cashmere blend. I mean, it really is like a luxury hotel experience in your own home. I have the Dreamcloud Premier Rest, which has 8 layers and is 16 inches. So extra comfy, extra cozy, and I can't wait to continue getting the best night's sleep with my Dreamcloud mattress. Dreamcloud offers a 365 night home trial so you can try it for yourself completely risk-free. Discover the Dreamcloud difference and join 1 million happy American sleepers. You will find the link in description.
yes, and that was one of the main things I told her whenever she came over. I was like, I don't want my house to be too formal. I want it to be homey, you know, like it's lived in with my kids and the dog. And
how many kids do you have?
3, 2 at home.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. It looks great.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a golden retriever and kids running around here. So
we try. Some days it does, but
yeah. So your entryway, you have a little sitting area right there. What do you call that area?
I guess just the formal living, but that's a space that we originally really never used. And then once she redesigned it, now we sit in there all the time. Conversation. I talk to my mom on the phone in there with my coffee, or at night we'll have a glass of wine in there. And especially at Christmas time, we're in there all the time. You know,
so good. And it's so fun to have some spaces that, you know, you never used before, and just changing them and rethinking them brings you into that space. And it's like, this is where I read. This is where I have coffee. This is where I talk to my mom. And that is the perfect space for all that.
Yes.
So I love that space.
Do you have a tree in there at Christmas?
Yeah. So I am not really creative. So I've always just had one Christmas tree. But when Lauren came and did the house, she was like, well, let me come back at Christmas time and decorate everything for you. So that first year she did. So we have a tree in the front window now, and then the tree in the family room. So, but again, it's good because we're in the living room all the time now. You know?
It's a great
good
room.
spot. Yeah.
Yes.
So the dining room. So still, Lauren says it's still in progress.
Yes.
I would argue it's beautiful. And so if there's progress to be made, it's not noticeable at all.
Well, thank you.
Do you all you have breakfast nooks, so do you use the dining
we
room?
really, once or twice a year, use
Yeah.
the dining room. Yeah.
It's like the seasonal room.
Yes.
But it's pretty and we love it.
Yeah, she switched out the table in there, and which we love that. The cabinet in there is beautiful, but we probably need some, like, to paint it. It needs some color. Now it kind of gets washed away.
A little bit of contrast.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the next step.
Yeah. Do you think she's going to want to add like beams or something in there? I feel like that's like her.
She might. Yeah, in every room there's a little touch, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's a little contrast, but I really do love it as is. And now we're in the living room, which this was the room when Lauren was sending me, hey, you needed to go do Jenna's home. This room was, I was like, oh, that's very good. And she did send me some befores of this
it's
room.
shocking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, first of all, we didn't know how to have the furniture, how to lay it out. The way she designed it, it's much more conversational. And then, of course, she had us move the TV from the cabinets, the previous cabinets, to above the mantle. And then she switched out the mantle. We did lime away on the stone. And then, of course, all the built-ins are all new.
Yeah. I love the tone of the wood, and I love the little arch.
I know, me too. Yeah, it's so inviting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the chandelier is really unique.
Yes,
So
that
neat.
was a find, a Pottery Barn find, actually.
Okay,
Yes, for a
really?
really good deal. She found like the last one, I want to say in Atlanta or something.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the tone of the woods. We've seen people go super light,
Yeah,
and now we're seeing people go warmer. Well, this has been warm for a minute.
it
So
has, for a few years now.
a little ahead of the trend.
Oh, good. Yeah, she chose that. That was all her. We just went with it and love it, because it is different.
Yeah.
And you said this is an older home, so it's not the big open concept like some of the things you're seeing now. But that's another trend that's coming back, is a more dedicated space. And your kitchen is in view of the family room.
Right.
And so it's a great flow.
Yeah, you could cook and everybody could be in the living room, but you're not out of the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. But it is different, like you said. Everything's a little more broken up versus what most people are building now, but if it's coming back,
You're coming back around.
So this room was in the first phase that Lauren did for you.
Yes. This was in the first phase.
And so you knew you wanted to continue after that.
Yes. Yeah, we just had her come for a couple things, and then she told me exactly what needed to be done in our house, which I appreciated. So then once I got my husband on board, we did the first phase, but they had to move on to a new house. And so then we waited a year, and then they came back for the second phase.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
So you do have kind of an arch in your opening that leads to the kitchen, which we'll go to in just a minute.
Right.
Were these already here before?
Those arches were there. Yes. They were original from the builder. She added in these.
Yeah. So it kind of, it was a
Ties it.
callback and makes a really cohesive.
Yes.
That's why I was asking, because I didn't see that view, but I can see where she wanted to create this cohesive. And arches are coming, this was dated for a minute.
I know,
but I bet a lot of
I
people
know.
are glad they kept them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have them all over your
I
house.
have them all over my house too. I think my house was probably built around the same time this house was
Okay.
built.
Yeah. This is, I think, 2004, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, because then it goes into the kitchen with the arch.
Okay, I do think it's time to go to the kitchen.
Let's do it.
Okay, this kitchen is a dream. Do you feel like you struck gold when you saw it finished?
Yes. And in fact, the kitchen wasn't even on the table. It was just the bathrooms. And so I was like, okay, well, we have them now.
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing the kitchen? You
Right.
know? So yes, I'm so thankful because I absolutely love it. And as y'all know, you live in your kitchen.
You do.
And we do like to entertain. And so of course, everybody's always in the kitchen.
Yeah. Was your island this big before?
Yeah, the island's the same.
And then you just updated all of the cabinetry.
Yeah, basically everything was gutted.
And you did quartz countertops.
Yes.
These are great. What I love about this particular quartz is that it's not just your common gray veining. It's almost like a taupey warmer color. And just, it really is a star of the show.
Right.
And the backdrop to the star of the show is another star of the show, which is this incredible
Ilve range.
Oh, yes.
And this vent hood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Did you choose that?
No, Lauren did everything.
Okay.
I didn't even know about Ilve. So she chose all of that. And oh my gosh, isn't it beautiful?
It's so pretty.
Yes. And then we also didn't know what we wanted to do with the back wall. So we kept going back and forth. Do we bring the vertical shiplap all the way through? Do we bring the subway tile back in? Because that's what I had before.
Yeah.
You know? We had the hexagon pattern. But then we decided to bring the quartz back behind there. And then Lauren was like, let's add the vertical shiplap just for something different, you know?
Yeah, I think it's really homey and warm, but it's sophisticated.
Yes.
You know, with the backsplash the way you
and I think that's the thing she was a little nervous about. If we just did the quartz, it'd be a little too dressy for our house.
Right. Yeah.
So I think she balanced it.
Yeah. And then of course the hood is incredible.
Yes.
More reclaimed wood, which is a signature, and man, does that look.
And how they wrapped it around.
Yeah, so much character, but also like something that might feel cold and stark, just instantly warmed up.
Yes.
Another thing I love in your kitchen is your hardware. She did a great mix with the knobs and the pulls, and then those little locks.
Yes. Okay. So the locks I had seen, on Instagram or something, and you don't see those often. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, something about them. I just was drawn to them. Their character, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said, let's not do all locks. Let's mix it up, which I'm glad we did. Mm-hmm. But then I got worried too with the kids, like having to, but they're very user friendly.
Good.
They're beautiful.
And your fridge is interesting too. You have a wine area.
Yes. So the fridge was not part of the plan. And then my husband was actually looking at stuff with Carlton at a kitchen store. And so he was like, wait a second. So again, we had to change the whole plan for the kitchen because he's like, if we're doing this, let's go ahead and get a bigger refrigerator. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That changed the plan again.
I always say, if you want the high-end appliances, send your husband. Because if you go and come back and say, I really would love this refrigerator and this stove, they'll be like, you're going to pay what? Send them, I promise they're going to come back with it.
Every time.
It is
every
so
time.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And then the vertical shiplap transitions into horizontal in your breakfast nook, which when we walked in there, I wanted to just gut my house again, which is a common theme of our tours is how can I apply this beautiful style in my own home? Is this your favorite spot in the house, or what is your...
That might be my favorite spot. I mean, obviously I love the whole kitchen, but what she did in there, and y'all will see the before pictures, we had like a built-in hutch, but it was kind of that grandma feel, and we had painted it different colors, but it just we never loved it. So she gutted that. And again, that took lots of planning to figure out exactly how she wanted it to look. And then the ceiling was kind of an afterthought, but the whole thing came together beautifully.
So beautiful. And the texture on the walls is probably original to this home. But when you paint it white, it disappears, the heavier texture.
Yeah.
And I also think it adds character. And
well, good.
I really like that.
I'm glad because I was worried about keeping that texture.
It's amazing.
I mean, to go through the whole house and get rid of that would have been
a
huge undertaking.
It kind of gives a European feel. So we're seeing this like lime wash where there's a lot of like color differentiation on a wall or plaster. So that's coming back, but with like more minimal accents around it, less ornate furniture kind of thing. So
I think one of the most amazing things about design in this time in history is that really you can do anything.
Everything.
You can do everything. You can do anything if it's executed well. You can bring anything up to date and make anything beautiful. So you don't always have to just gut a house anymore.
Right.
From the walls to the floors. You can use those things.
And embrace
the character of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the breakfast nook, another feature that I love is that woven chandelier above it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that with the wood.
So good.
Kind of that Santa Barbara.
I know. And that's all Lauren. I mean, all of this is her. You know, I mean, she just has an amazing eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that a color check chandelier?
I
know?
I think it's Target.
Say what?
I think so. She was watching one that was expensive for a long time. Okay, yeah. And then she was like, "Well, Jenna, I just found this at Target. I'm pretty sure it's Target. We'll have to ask her again." But,
that's funny.
Yeah, and you would never know.
Okay, that's so good. So if you ever see, you can treasure hunt and be very strategic and get the look without
the price.
The price tag.
And that's the great thing about her is we'll spend on some important pieces, but then she finds great deals like the light in there. So I appreciate that.
It's a high-low game, but it makes it all elevated.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So good. Okay, should we go to the primary?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is a retreat. It feels like a luxury hotel. I want to get away. Are you just like in heaven when you're in here?
I love this room. Again, she transformed this room. We had like the poster bed that was very ornate.
Yeah.
And just the plain wall and obviously no beams. It was very simple. It was big, open, and simple.
Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah.
So these pre-war beams, again, there's something that Lauren does from home to home sometimes in the most amazing spaces. But this bedroom, I mean, it like totally lent itself to these pre-war beams. Yeah. They're amazing in here.
I feel like you could just like put a bed with nothing and it would still be like beautiful.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely stunning what they did in here, you know.
Yeah.
And then we love your little dresser. It looks vintage, but you said it's new.
Oh, it is new. She got that at market the first time around when we did a bunch of furniture. And that's why I love it, because it looks vintage. I love it. Has so much charm.
So before, you had your furniture laid out in the same way with your bed there?
Yeah, it was in the same way. It's kind of a weird space because like when we bought the house, the previous owners had the bed going this way, you know? But my husband wanted to be able to see the TV.
Yeah, this definitely makes sense. I love this bench. It's lower.
Yes.
But, I mean, it's an ottoman, I guess, really. Mm-hmm. But she put it at the end of a bed, which is a great example of there's no rules in furniture either.
Right. She was going back and forth with putting like a small sofa or two chairs. But then we ended up with the bench, which I think it looks perfect.
It looks great. And we got to talk about the bathroom.
Yes.
Okay, you have befores of that bathroom?
Yes. I will give y'all all the before.
It was dramatic?
Yes, everything was dramatic. Because like I said, it was all Tuscan.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, when I walked in your bathroom, you know, we already have the beams in here and we go, and that is repeated right above your bathtub. And I'm like,
yes.
What a moment.
I know. She brightened up that bathroom.
Yeah.
And adding that wooden beam just made it warm but chic too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Totally.
Yeah. And we had the built-in bathtub and she got us the freestanding bathtub.
Yeah.
The only thing we really couldn't change was the shower. Because obviously we would have liked to have built onto the shower, but with the linen closet next to it and stuff, it didn't work out. But
other than that.
Yeah, night and day. So.
Yeah. So are you a bath girl?
No, it's actually my husband.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, he's had back issues and back surgery, so that's his
little oasis.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
And he would like to add a TV above the tub, but I'm like, no more TVs.
You know, they actually, I saw recently, they do have a frame TV that you can put like almost inside the wall. It looks like a piece of art. So
interesting.
Just FYI,
She's like,
I don't know if I should tell you that.
Yeah, there are ways to hide the electronics these days, but
Yeah.
sometimes you probably just need an alone, no media consumption. But don't keep watching our media, guys. Like everything else you can cut off. But okay, this was such a good tour. I enjoyed all the inspiration, and I think the last thing I would love to know is if you have any tips for people that are like looking for a successful relationship with a designer. What would you tell someone?
I would say it's definitely personal, because like I said, I had a couple of designers before. It was really my husband who needed to trust. And so he had seen a couple of Lauren and Carlton's houses before, and then he was ready. Because before he was just scared, to make these big changes. He would do little changes, but not the big changes. And then the house just never looked done.
Yeah. Right.
So that would be my best advice.
Yeah.
Trust the process.
Yes.
And find your person that you can have a relationship with.
Definitely.
But if you have a husband or significant other, that they have a relationship.
Yeah.
And then just let them do their thing. And I love that.
Yeah. And letting go, because so many people want to control it. And I'm just like, do whatever, because I love her taste. And so I think I'd let her make the process happen easily. And I don't know, it just unfolded beautifully.
But you said at the same time you were able to, she guided you into some decisions.
And
so it was your final call, but yet you did trust her enough to just say, go for it.
Yes.
And it turned out amazing.
So good.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming.
We're so thankful to be able to see this stunning home and again want to go home and gut our homes.
That's a normal occurrence.
Yeah.
So we will have photos on the blog so you can, consume the inspiration in another form. If you would like to watch Lauren's entire home, so the designer of this home, I will link the tour in the cards. I never know which side of the screen, one of the sides, and close us out.
Yeah, so like, subscribe, share with your friends, especially if they want to bring a old, dated Tuscan home into a modern, beautiful, stunning, magnificent home. And we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.